What are the true signs of happiness, fulfillment, and a pure heart? Is it peace in the home? A swelling bank account? Applause and recognition? Or is it something quieter, something deeper, something only the soul can feel and only Allah can weigh? To approach such timeless questions, we must turn to a voice that echoes across centuries, not merely a scholar of ink and parchment, but a spiritual physician whose words still diagnose the ailments of the modern heart. His name was Imam Ibn Al-Qayyim, also known as Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah wasn't just an intellectual luminary. He was a teacher of the soul. Living in 14th century Damascus, and as a devoted student of the legendary Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Al-Qayyim gave his life not just to the study of law and theology, but to the inner sciences, the emotional, ethical, and spiritual struggles of the believer. He became a mirror to the Ummah, reflecting what lies behind the actions, beneath the words, within the chest. One of his most powerful works is Al-Fawā'id, translated as the beneficial sayings. It is not structured like a textbook, nor is it an ordinary treatise. It reads more like a spiritual diary, flashes of spiritual insight, reflections caught in contemplation, and truths distilled in just a few lines. Among its pages lies a timeless passage that deserves to be read slowly and pondered deeply, a reflection on what Ibn Al-Qayyim calls the signs of happiness and the signs of misfortune. Not in the material sense, but in how a soul responds when Allah blesses it. Abu Abdullah once said, "The signs of happiness and success are that a person's humility and mercy increase every time their knowledge increases, that their fear and caution increase every time their actions increase, that their greed decreases every time their lifespan increases, that their generosity and giving increase every time their wealth increases, and that their closeness to people, fulfilling their needs, and humility toward them increases every time their status and position increase. The signs of misfortune are that arrogance and pride increase every time their knowledge increases, that boasting and contempt toward people and thinking highly of oneself increase every time their actions increase, and that arrogance and pride increase every time their status and position increase. These things are tests from Allah and trials through which He tests His servants. Some people emerge from these trials happy, while others come out miserable. These are not casual remarks. They are soul-deep insights. They do not measure behavior alone but shine a light on the internal reaction of the heart, the invisible shift that happens when the self is touched by blessings. Ibn Al-Qayyim shows us that true growth is inward before it is outward. It is not simply about gaining knowledge, earning more wealth, or rising in social rank. These are just the outer shells. The real question is, what is happening to the core? When your knowledge increases, does it make you more patient, more merciful, more humble in correcting others? Or does it make you sharper, harsher, quicker to criticize, slower to forgive? When your good deeds multiply, do you become more cautious of your sincerity, or more boastful about your piety? When you grow older, does your greed fade as you prepare for the grave, or do you cling harder to the illusions of this world? Every one of these gains, knowledge, action, time, wealth, status, is not neutral. Each is a divine test. Allah does not test us only with trials of loss and pain. He also tests us with gifts in abundance, and those, as Ibn Al-Qayyim reminds us, are often more difficult to pass. It is easy to cry to Allah in hardship. It is harder to remember Him in prosperity. A healthy heart reacts to blessings with grace. More knowledge leads to more humility. More good deeds bring more fear of hypocrisy. A longer life weakens greed. Increased wealth fuels generosity. Higher status deepens one's humility and service to others. These are signs that Allah has not only given someone worldly gains, but has opened their chest to guidance and anchored their soul in sincerity. But the opposite signs are no less clear. When knowledge feeds pride, when worship becomes a stage for ego, when status brings entitlement rather than service, these are not just flaws. They are spiritual illnesses. They indicate that the soul is moving farther from Allah, even as it moves closer to success in the eyes of people. It is chilling, because these signs are subtle. They don't shout. They whisper in the way you think of others, in how you treat those beneath you, in how you react to advice, in the quiet smugness that creeps into your intentions. Ibn Al-Qayyim's wisdom is a call to check ourselves before we are checked by the day when secrets are laid bare. This spiritual framework aligns perfectly with the Quran's worldview. Allah says, "Most certainly, one exceeds all bounds once they think they are self-sufficient." That is the root of the problem, delusion. The illusion that we have earned our place, that we are better, that we deserve. But nothing we have is truly ours. It is all a trust, a test, a question written into our daily blessings. What will you do with it? Some people rise with their blessings. Others fall. But the signs are always there, written not in the number of degrees, the size of homes, or the applause of crowds. They are written quietly, humbly, in the reactions of the heart.